I'm about to embark on a very ambitious one-day project. Tomorrow, I'm going to a clothes swap and I'm meeting up with my friend Anna for brunch before we go to the clothes swap. She is my fashion muse and she is somebody that always brings the fashion energy every single time we meet. I wanted to make myself an outfit to meet Anna for brunch and for us to go to this clothes swap. We have this thing where we like to twin when we go out to events and things. Not literal twinning, but very same vibe. This sequined rainbow duster of dreams, I think that's what she's going to wear. Let's take a cue from the pastel colours. Let's take a cue from the sparkle. Let's take a cue from the little frill. Let's pull something out the bag. What I'm going to attempt to make is a replica of this dress that I made for the same event last year, actually. For the base of the dress, I'm going to be using this organza material and we are going to be embellishing it with all of these tiers of Easter tinsel. We've got no time to waste. Let's get into it. The first thing we need to check is that we have enough fabric to cut out this pattern. Fortunately for me, past me had the foresight to actually draft the pattern for that dress. Normally I just cut into fabric and go, but past me thought that future me might want to replicate that dress, which she does. So let's just get the pattern out and let's check we're going to have enough fabric to make this dress. I could just feel myself hesitating, thinking, is this really what you want to make? Because I've been holding on to this tinsel, honestly, for 2 years, waiting for the perfect project. But I don't think the perfect project will arrive. I think this is it. So let's just go for it. I just want to check, firstly, that I have enough fabric to do this. Oh my goodness, look at this. Tell me this is meant to be without telling me this is meant to be. I can get both of these pieces almost exactly on one width of folded fabric. Look at that. No slack whatsoever. Got my first pattern piece pinned. I decided not to try and squeeze the front and back into one width because this organza frays like mad. So I want to give myself an even extra seam allowance. I'm just cutting an extra centimetre or so around the pattern piece. It's already got a 1 centimetre seam allowance, but I am taking no chances with this. We haven't got time. I've got the main pieces of the dress cut out now. I've got the back, the front and the 2 sleeves. I'm not quite sure yet where we're going to place all the tinsel and everything because I think to cover the entire thing with tinsel, first of all, I don't know that I'll have enough. But second of all, I don't know if it'll just be too much. It might just be too much. I think maybe the dress needs a bit of breathing space in places. So before I can decide all that, I'm going to start partially deconstructing the dress. I'm going to attach the front and back by the shoulder seams. I'm going to put the sleeve in on the flat. And then I think we can decide where we place all of the tinsel and the trims. I'm going to use French seams on this because it's sheer and it frays like crazy. We are going to start by attaching the front and back along the shoulder seams. I don't think there's a right or wrong side to this fabric, but if there were, we'd be doing that wrong sides together, and then we will sew them again, right sides together. Let's go, baby. Let's go ahead and insert the sleeves now. I'm going to do that on the flat. So I'm going to put the shoulder seam like that. I'm going to sew the sleeve with wrong sides together first and then right sides together, French seaming as I did for the shoulder seam. I have got the dress partially constructed now. I'm just going to do the collar and placket on the neckline. I am going to cut those out of some repurposed, oop, gems falling off. Some repurposed single wear Rio Carnival costumes that got rescued from landfill by a project called Sustenta Carnival. I have been holding on to these for the longest time because I absolutely love this fabric. Look at it! Absolutely stunning in this acid yellow with these little metallic stripes. Gorgeous. So I'm going to deconstruct these so I can get the fabric flat, and then I'm going to cut out my collar stand, and my plackets. I'm going to cut 2 of these collar pieces, one for the top collar, one for the under collar, and 2 collar stands and 2 plackets. We've got our collar pieces, collar stands and plackets cut out, so let's go ahead and interface those with a relatively light interfacing. We have got the collar stands and plackets interfaced. We're now going to construct all of these. For the collar, we are going to sew the upper collar and under collar together along those lines there. Then we are going to insert it into the collar stand along this edge here, and then we are going to attach the collar stand to the neckline of the dress. I constructed the collar, but then thought she looked a little bit plain, so I'm deciding I'm going to add a bit of this rickrack. I'm going to encase it in the collar, and I'm going to do it in 2 steps. First, I'm going to sew it to one side of the collar, and then I will sew the 2 collars together. Now I've got the 2 bits of the collar right sides together, and I'm using the stitch line here that is holding down the rickrack as my stitch guide. And I'm just going to sew the upper collar to the under collar now. I've got the collar constructed, and I'm just getting ready to attach it to the collar stand. I've got the 2 sides of the collar stand sandwiching the collar with right sides together. I've got that all pinned together now, so I'm going to take it to the machine, and I'm going to sew the collar stand closed all along this edge. At the end of that process, that's what we have. So let's turn the collar stand round to the right side now. I have trimmed down the seam allowance just here around the corner, just so there wasn't any bulk there and it wouldn't look all jagged and not like a nice smooth curve. And that is how we are looking with the collar and collar stand. I am now just going to sew one of my labels onto the collar stand on the inside. So the collar and collar stand are going to go onto the neckline like that. Obviously the collar will then fall down, but I need to now decide what design I want to have for the placket. I can either have the plackets parallel like this, or what I did on the last dress is I overlapped them so that they came into a V kind of shape. But I just need to decide what we're doing, because I now need to cut this front opening. So let's overlap it a little bit. This is a very delicate operation. I'm using the grid lines on my cutting mat to tell me where to cut. This pin is marking how far I go in along this line. And now I'm going to use my rotary cutter and quilting ruler to do the next cut. I'll have to sew this up very quickly because this is going to fray like mad, and I'm not looking forward to that. We've got that shape cut out in the front neckline, so let's go ahead and insert the plackets. We are going to do that with right sides together, sewing along down here. We will need to cut into this organza. It's going to be very, very delicate. Gonna have to be so careful. I have done this side, so now I'm just coming down the other side. Now for the tricky bit, I'm just going to turn this over so we can see it from the wrong side. Now what we've got to do is cut into that corner. I'm not going to go all the way because I'm really worried about this organza fraying. So I'm just cutting it just like a millimetre or so shy of that stitch line. We're now going to turn the plackets to the position they need to be in, and then we're going to fold this back and just get that little seam allowance that we just freed by making that cut. The placket is in. I'm getting ready to apply the tinsel now. I think I'm just going to start going in rows from the bottom here, and then I will build up the top afterwards. I've got to unpick the binding, but I will do that bit by bit as I'm sewing it, and I will replace it with the rickrack instead. Honestly, why I feel the need to set myself these dumb challenges, I don't know why. It's going to be a long night. Going for a mid-make try-on. I don't really even know what to say. I don't know what to say. It's just bonkers. And I'm not sure that's in a good way. I don't know yet. I really don't know yet. I think we just have to carry on and get to the end and make our minds up then, because we're just invested now and we've just got to see it through. There's just no other option. No turning back. Got this far down with the tinsel. I think I'm going to just put the collar on now. I am just going to attach the collar around the neckline with right sides together. Because this organza is fraying so much, I think I'm going to just add some bias binding at the end, and I'm also going to bias bind these seams here on the inside of the placket opening. It is after 11 p.m. I'm going to admit I am flagging a bit now, but I am determined to get this finished because I have nothing else to wear tomorrow. I don't even know if I like this, but let's just carry on. I think I'm going to now put some cuffs on. I'm going to see if I have enough fabric left of the yellow to do some sleeve cuffs, and then I think we're going to close up the sleeves, close up the sides. I don't know, maybe we do one more. Are we done with the tinsel? I don't know, but let's do the cuffs and the sleeves. I am going to cut each cuff as 2 pieces because I want to do the scallop border with the rickrack as I did on the collar. I think that might be a nice treatment to echo. It is midnight now and I am quickly losing the will to carry on. I'm going to be honest, I don't even know if I like this dress. But I also know that if I don't finish it tonight, I will probably never finish it. So let's power on and see how far we get. It's 1:30 in the morning. This is how far I got. I managed to insert the cuffs. That took a lot longer than expected. It's, oh god, super fiddly, but anyways, I'm knackered. I'm gonna have to go to bed, and I do not think I'm going to get this done in time to wear tomorrow, unfortunately. But anyway, we did what we could. Oh, it's 3:10. I don't know why, but I carried on powering through, and it's kind of nearly done, at least phase 1. I'm still not sure I love it, but I just knew if I didn't carry on now, I would probably never finish it, so it is what it is. It's just coming up to 20 to 9. I'm showered and I need to get this dress finished because I'm going to need to head off shortly and meet Anna for brunch. We're not done here. And I don't think we're going to be done today. I think this is just phase 1, quite honestly, because I don't think I've cracked what's going on the bottom. I am torn at the moment between just shortening it. I don't think I'm going to permanently shorten it because I need a bit more time to work out what I want to do more permanently. But I thought we could fold all of this excess inside and just wear it short today, possibly. Or if we wanted to do a little flourish at the bottom, because I think it needs a flourish at the bottom. If we're going to keep this sheer panel here, I think it needs some sort of flourish at the bottom. I haven't got enough fabric of this to do a border on the bottom, which might have been my other fallback option. I have got this pleated trim that came off of the costume that I repurposed the fabric off of. We could maybe do a series of 3 frills at the bottom, again with the rickrack, which might be a nice touch. I think that'll be our next best bet, to bring a bit of yellow back down here. Let's see how much time we've got. I have abandoned the frill for now because I don't know that we'll have time to do all of that. I think let's keep that in the back of our minds for phase 2. But for this morning, for today, I think let's just do a quick solve. What I'm going to do is just run some bias binding along the raw edge at the bottom. I think I'm just going to use the same yellow that I did on the cuff, and then we will just single turn and hem it and be done for today. We have not got a huge amount of time. We've got to meet Anna for brunch. I'm just cutting off the fraying edges at the bottom. All right, that'll do. Let's add our bias binding, and then we'll just do a single turn hem and we will call this ready to go today. Honestly, the drama I have been through with this dress, although to be fair, everything has gone fairly smoothly. No major incidents. I think it's just the time crunch and the craziness of it. Maybe I'll grow to love it. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to close the binding and hem all in one. I think we go for a deep hem on this. I think it would look nicer than a shallow hem. So let's see how far up we go. I think we go 2 inches. I'm just going to press that and then we will sew it down. And then we're going to call phase 1 done and move the hell on. Final stretch. Let's bring it home. And that's it. We are done. For now anyway. Phase 1 done. Now let's get her on. And let's see what she looks like in the cold light of day. And the sound is giving opening that box of Christmas decorations. I think this is possibly the first time I'm going out in something this crazy, this unconfidently. I don't know. I don't know. It is what it is. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm wearing this. Anyway, let's try her with some glittery silver socks and my gold Erin Grace boots. I honestly can't believe I'm wearing this. How do we claw this look back? Let's try a neon yellow beanie. I don't know if adding accessories helps or just edges me closer to Crazy Cat Lady. So here is our semi-crazy outfit for today. We're going to go and meet Anna for brunch first, and then we're going to go to the clothes swap. Let's go. Oh, just got the first compliment on my dress from a random stranger. Very sweet. I'm just on my way to meet Anna for brunch. So let's see what her reaction is to the outfit. There she is in her sequin duster of dreams. Hello! Yeah. Oh god, what is not going on here? You see, you're like cool kid. I'm like deranged aunt.
Oh my god, it is amazing.
Oh yeah? You think? I wasn't sure.
It's cool.
Yeah.
You look
Anyways.
so cute.
Thank you, so do you. Twinning! So now I want you to rate this.
This 10 out of 10.
Really?
I'm saying it's a 10.